So I was bored and depressed as usual, and I randomly decided to look on my anime list's recommendations for Wandering Sun. Most of them were completely unrelated shows, but then I found a show called Girl Meets Girl. I immediately downloaded the first 2 episodes, and once I got home from the library, I watched them back to back. And I have to say that I fell in love with it. It doesn't focus on gender dysphoria much. It skips to straight when the main character becomes a girl. And that's what made me love this series. I am transgender. I know the problems I face. I know that I'm an easy target for bullies. I know that how bad it feels to look down in disgust at my genitalia. But what I never felt was the happiness and joy that you feel after transitioning. That's the beauty of Girl Meets Girl, because it skips to where she's already transitioned. I've only watched the first 2 episodes as of now, so things may change as the show progresses. My plan is that I'm going to make a new video about Girl Meets Girl when I finish the series, so I can talk more about how much I like it. Also, massive spoilers for the show, and if you plan on watching it, I suggest you go do that now. The main character, Hazumu, has always been rather feminine. He likes gardening, he's more emotional than most males, he isn't interested in pornography, and has a feminine voice. I feel like this series is supposed to be a trans girl's fantasy, so keep that in mind as I go on. The first bit of evidence to me was that his parents loved him a lot, and when he was on the hill, his parents were mourning. But what made that click for me is when Hazumu transformed into a girl and the aliens that were responsible for this say,
"We're apologizing by revealing our true identities.
Injured?
As for this Earthling, we've managed to restore his tissue completely, but unfortunately, the process has reversed his gender. He, or rather she, is now 100% female. It's impossible to reverse this process."
Impossible to reverse the process? But he's going to be alright, won't he? He's a girl?
See to it that this Earthling receives proper human rights, and is able to blend in naturally with this culture.
One thing I have to say that this show does fantastically, that it presents the gender change in itself as a serious event and not a joke. While she was a male before, she is now female, and that's all, at least, I as a trans girl would want. To be treated like you would be treating any other girl. In the second episode, Tamari teaches Hazumu mannerisms of how to be more ladylike, which is something that most people don't really think about, but it's a thing that I sincerely praise the series for. A trans girl watching the show learns how to better present as female, and things such as how to put on a bra, which is something that I at least would be afraid to ask about out of fear of being labeled as a pervert. I'm looking forward to see how this aspect of Girl Meets Girl continues, and I'm hoping that it does. As we know about anime, the hairstyle of a character is associated with their identity. The change of Hazumu's hairstyle is something that caught my notice. When Hazumu is depicted as male, her hair is covering her eyes, giving the viewers the impression that she's hiding something, or ashamed of showing her face, or, in this case, her true self. It's when she turns into a girl that you can see her face, her bangs being trimmed, and what she's hiding is revealed to the audience. Rounding out the video, I'm going to talk about Tomari. Tomari has had a crush on Hazumu ever since before the series began, and while she teaches Hazumu how to be more feminine, it's still very clear that she still views Hazumu as a male. And while they are changing for Jim, Tamari asks how Hazumu feels about the gender swap, and Hazumu replies that she doesn't mind at all, to which it angers her. It isn't until the end of the episode does Tamari accept that Hazumu is a girl, realizing that Hazumu is the same girl that she's always been. I think it's an interesting way to present accepting someone who's close to you as trans.
Sorry, Tamari. It's okay. I've always protected you, right? It's kinda my job. Even though the appearance, gender, and voice has changed, I still see the same old Hazumu. Thank you so much, Tamari. Right here, in front of me.
Well, that was my feelings on Kashimashi, Girl Meets Girl. I know this wasn't really that deep. I'm not the kind of person who notices clever directing, but I hope you enjoyed it anyways. If you did, please be sure to press the like button, and if you're interested in more anime, video game, and LGBT content, please consider subscribing to my channel. And thank you for watching this video. And until next time, have a great and lovely day.